with me. I'll be back. Mom, I can't see the first comment.
Are you on there already?
Yes.
Well, get back in there.
I did one.
Those are the comments.
Well, it wasn't. I couldn't see it earlier.
Do you still need this?
I said I'm sideways.
You're, huh?
Sideways.
What?
I'm sideways.
You're sideways?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying you're sideways?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to flip it the other way? So is that good?
Oh my god. Is that good? Robby? Not you, Robby. Hi, Hannah. Yes. Okay. Hi, Eric. Please ask some questions so I can answer them. Okay, so we'll wait for like 5 seconds for more people to come. Hey, Diana. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I am a 2021 shortstop. My name is Kaylee Cavazos, and I am going to the University of Texas in Arlington. I play for San Marcos High School and the Texas Bombers Gold, STX. So, let's answer some few questions now. How often do you go live? I don't ever go live. That's why, not on Facebook or anything. So that's why we're having some complications. Okay, where are you going to play college ball? A UTA. How much time do you train? How much time do I train per day? So, it usually depends. If I'm like lifting, then it could be like 3 hours because I need to hit, I lift and hit. Or if I'm doing the hill, it'll take about an hour. That's to work on speed, getting my legs stronger. If I'm just doing like hitting and fielding, that could be up to 2 hours. And I try to do something every day. Hey from Mississippi, hello. Do you think there will be a college softball season next year in 2022? Okay. So, yes, I do think, hopefully, or in 2021, yes. I do think there will be. Hopefully they get all this corona stuff fixed up because I'm trying to play. And I know a lot of people are trying to play. A lot of people just want to get out of the house and everything. How long have you played softball? I've played softball since I was about 6. I originally started with basketball. That was my main sport. But some guy saw me, and he saw I was really athletic, and he wanted me to try softball. So I did, and I loved it. I stuck with it my whole life after that. Did I commit before the rule change? I did not. I had to wait about a year or a year and a half, and the coaches had to wait that long for me too. So I was kind of bummed that the rule changed, but also it did give me a lot more opportunities and coaches to watch me play before the rule change, I probably wouldn't have had as many options as I did if I committed before. So, what made me commit to UTA? Okay. So, what made me commit was the coaches and the family atmosphere. I love the coaches. That's one thing you need to look at before you do commit somewhere, because you don't want to be with people like that's hard to be around with and you struggle to be around with every day, which, I mean, you should love everyone. I love everyone. So it was definitely the coaches. I've known the head coach, since I was like 6. She used to train me and help me out with my fielding and hitting. So we kind of had this bond already. The facilities were nice. That's what I loved. Their locker room was super nice. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. The area too. I love Dallas, and my dad loves Dallas. He loves the Dallas Cowboys, so I thought that's perfect. And it's not that far away. I didn't really care where I went, but it was definitely something good to be close to home, especially for my parents. Hey, Gabby. That's my aunt. That's a shout out. Have I always been a shortstop? Mm-hmm. When I was little, I used to do pitcher and second and third and outfield. I played everywhere. But once it hit like 14U, first year of 14U, my dad was like, okay, we got to focus on shortstop. Just one thing so you could get better at one thing. So, what rule changed? So, the rule that changed was you have to wait your junior year until you could commit. It's like September 1st or 21st. I don't remember the day. All I remember from that day is coaches calling me in the morning, at night, while I was at camps all day. I had to talk to them all day. It was kind of stressful, but you do have to enjoy that time that you have. The recruiting process only happens once. So, and it's a good experience. It's an eye-opener, so you definitely have to enjoy it. Did basketball contribute to your athleticism at shortstop? I would say that's 50-50. I mean, I did get more workouts in for basketball, and it helps. Basketball helps with different movements. Basketball helps with different movements than softball. I know every sport has their own workouts that they do for specifics. So I do think it helps because it gets you more athletic in different ways, if that makes sense. Was shortstop always your primary position? Yes, it was. I've always loved shortstop. I think my dad always knew I was going to be a shortstop. He's the one that picked it for me. Your parents know best. Okay. Step 1 for D1. Okay. So, step 1 would be emailing all the coaches you can. You should, as a player, you should have a couple D1s, a couple D2s, a couple JUCOs, because you never know what's going to happen. And then go into their camps. I know some coaches, they think, if you don't go to their camps, why should I pick you? Because it's kind of like you don't really have interest in their camps. And just for exposure, you need a lot of exposure. Going to exposure camps, going to tournaments with a lot of college coaches. That's the big thing, is exposure. and emailing. Big part. Also, doing your job as a player. If you don't do your job as a player, like, don't expect things to not go your way. I mean, hard work is the way to go in life. Okay. What changed when you started working with your scout? I do believe I got a lot of opportunities from my scout. And a lot more knowledge. It's definitely better to have someone with knowledge with recruiting. It helps so much. And it brings so much exposure to you too. Do I have a favorite softball player? Sierra Romero was my favorite softball player. She was a leader. She was good at everything. She was good at hitting, fielding, and the way that she carried herself on the field, that was just the main thing. What do I want to major in? I would say sports medicine or biology. I really like those fields. That's one big thing. Make sure your college has what you want to do. Okay. There's another thing, social media. If your kids have social media, or the parents too, college coaches are on that. They will see everything you post. They sometimes will reply. I know my college coach follows me and she replies or like sends an emoji to, like, if I put a workout on my story on Snapchat, she'll give the little applaud hands. They look at that stuff, and if you have bad stuff or if you follow bad people or cuss words, then they won't like that and they can pull your scholarship away. Let's see. Also, one thing I had to do was learn to communicate. I know it's scary to communicate to college coaches, but they're also trying to press you too. So it's just something you need to learn. Be respectful to your parents. Be respectful to the college coaches. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. It could show what type of person you are and show that you're a good person, and college coaches like that. Let's see. Romero is a beast. Yes, she is. What position am I going to play in college? I'm going to play shortstop or middle infield. If I need to play outfield or anywhere, then I could do that too. Being a utility player is something they like too, and something that you have to do in college because you never know what's going to happen. A player can get hurt, so being a utility player can help big time. Okay. Also, don't get discouraged if your friend commits before you or has more offers. Everyone has their time. Everyone has a home. Your time will come. You just got to be doing the work, sending emails, all of that. What were my top 3 offers? My top 3 offers were definitely UTA, Lamar, and HBU. I did get full rides to Lamar and HBU. And my friends are going to Lamar. So that was definitely something that was hard for me because I love my friends and I wanted to be with them. But you don't go to college just for your friends. You gotta pick what is best for you as a player and where you want to go in life. And that's why I picked UTA also, was because I think I'm gonna grow more there and just be the best I could be there. How do I handle losses? I definitely don't like losing. I hate it. But you gotta just put on a poker face and just be respectful to the other team. You could be mad for like a minute, 5 minutes. But you definitely just learn why y'all lost and fix it. You have more games to come, so. When will you start playing college softball? So I graduate high school in 2021, so definitely when the new school year comes from that. My daughter is signing up with this program. So yes, grades do come first. If you do not have good grades, it's going to be hard to get into the college you want or is accepting you. Also, if you're battling out with another softball player and you're the one that has good grades, the colleges are probably most likely going to pick you because of your grades and your work ethic in the class and as a class. They like work ethic in both areas. What do I look forward during your senior year? Playoffs, I guess. I want to make playoffs, go as far as we can for high school. High school is definitely something different than select. It's mentally, you got to work mentally in high school, and you're dealing with other players that you have not dealt with before. So the mental part of the game, it makes you stronger. How important is family support? We heard Mom talking in the beginning. So family support is definitely big. It could drive you to be better. They take you to all your games, all your camps. They spend the money for all these camps and all these hotels. So without them, I couldn't have been going to college or playing how I want to play. So they're a big support. Like, it can't be done without family. How did your softball team do your junior year? Well, we only got to play a couple games this year, but we did good. We definitely have a bonding aspect, which is really good in a team and can make games more fun, make tournaments more fun. So I like that. Okay, hitting, fielding, speed work, strength training. How do you spread it out and make sure to make it all work with your schedule? What do you train most and least? So right now, I've been doing strength and speed work the most. I'm using this quarantine to get stronger since we don't have any tournaments or games. And then I do hitting and fielding for like an hour. But during the high school season and whenever summer ball happens, it's usually more hitting and fielding that we do most. We could spend like hitting and fielding like 3 hours on, and then the speed work and strength could be like an hour. Usually, since it's kind of different with the quarantine, but before the quarantine, I usually went to a trainer for speed. And then I just did strength here or in the weight room at the high school. When did my season get canceled? My season got canceled about a week ago, maybe, whenever they decided that we weren't going back to high school this year. How do you balance schoolwork and heavy training load? I usually try to get my work done in class. But if I don't, then I usually do all my softball stuff, and then I take a shower, and then I do my homework. Or I do it during lunch. Also, we do have a study hall for high school right now, so we get to do our work in there. If you are a good enough shortstop, do you have to produce offensively to be recruited? Yes, you do. If you're good in one place, I mean, college coaches could put you anywhere, but if you're competing with good players, you're going to want to be good in both or in all aspects. And that's what you do in college. You're competing against good players everywhere. Okay. Let's see. Okay, anything else we gotta pick up on? How did you keep from getting burned out? Definitely doing other stuff outside of softball is good. But I didn't really get burnt out because I also did basketball. And doing a lot of sports in like high school and middle school is good to not get burnt out. But I love playing softball. And whenever you play softball and you go places, you also get to do other things and sightsee. So I didn't really get burnt out at all. But one thing to not get burnt out is just to, when you are on your off time, to do other stuff and other stuff you might like. When training for hitting, do you do a lot of tee work? I do a lot of tee work. Also because my parents work, I can't really do soft toss. So I do a lot of tee work. There's a lot of good drills for tee work. It's good to get your form down. How important is the relationship between you and your scout to find success? I think it's a very important relationship. Okay. So you definitely need to have a close relationship with your scout. You're going to need to communicate with him daily, especially when you're in the recruiting process. You're going to need to tell him everything that's going on, what you want, what these college coaches are telling you, and what they want. So it is important to have a successful relationship with him because it's going to have a better outcome for you. Okay. You're stuck on an island for 12 months and you can only bring one piece of equipment. What would you bring and how would you train with it? I would probably bring a tennis ball or a softball because you could do a lot of stuff with that. A lot of fielding work that you don't need a glove with or a bat. But other than that, you're going to be good. You could do speed on an island. You could probably do strength, find something to do strength with. So I think a tennis ball would be it. Okay, what's your favorite thing about playing softball? My favorite thing about playing softball would be, I guess, fielding. Or just being with your friends and playing the game. Being a teammate. Sharing your wins with, sharing your losses with. The bonding experience. What is your favorite aspect of the game? Defense or offense or both? I would have to say defense. I do love offense, but defense, I could spend my whole days doing defense. I love defense. I love doing new things with defense, like tricks. Those are always fun to do. One thing I would say is effort and attitude. That's the main thing you got to control if you are playing. And college coaches like that stuff. You got to control the controllables. for a shortstop, what's more important for coaches, range or big arm? I would have to say range. Coaches like range. You'll be able to stop more balls. So I would have to say range. I'll watch your games in college if I get a chance to. That's a bet. Okay. So, anything else? Let's see if I have anything else. When you're going to camps and stuff, it's always good to be a leader and talk before anyone else does, because whenever you go to camps, everyone's nervous, they're all quiet. But if you're the leader and you're doing things first, college coaches will notice that. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else to say. What is your favorite softball memory for high school and your favorite from select? My favorite high school memory from softball is beating Aikens, because we were actually by district with them in Aikens, and they gave them the trophy, so we played for the trophy, and we beat them like 12-1. And then from select, I have a lot of good experiences from like select. I don't really know. I've been playing select for a long time. I don't know. Thank y'all. What do you think of college softball season starting in February? That's gonna be a long time. It sucks that we have to wait so long, because I want to be back on the field, and I know college players want to be back on the field. I want to watch college softball. It's so hard that there's no games going on that you can't watch. I was planning to go watch UTA again, and it sucks. I love watching them. I'm sorry if I'm moving the camera a lot. I'm holding the camera. Anything else? Let me think. It's been a good 30 minutes. So if y'all do have any questions, or y'all's kids have any questions, they could DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll love to answer their questions. But other than that, have a good day. Bye.